All right, let's do another example. Let's do another charging example for a medium temperature system, 40 degrees ambient outside with enough refrigerant to operate at 0 ambient temperature. Get my pen up and then we'll start. All right, so this one is nicely highlighted for us. 40-degree ambient, you have weight in your refrigerant, you have uh, charged to a clear sight glass on the medium temperature system, 40-degree ambient. We know from the chart that we are 60% full in the condenser. Remember, we had a 100-foot condenser that held 10 pounds of refrigerant. We know that we're at 60, but we need to have enough to operate the system at 0-degree ambient temperature, which is 80% flooded. The difference between where we have it charged to now and where it needs to be for the lowest operating condition, the difference between those two is 20%. So you have to add 20% more refrigerant to the system than we have. We know the system holds 10 pounds. 20% of 10 is 2 additional pounds of refrigerant needs to be weighed in to have the system properly charged. Now this seems very simple when we're doing it here in the classroom setting and on slides, but when it is 30 degrees outside, the wind is blowing, the 7-Eleven manager is upset because the beer's warm, you're just done the repair, and then you've got to measure tubing, you got to calculate tubing, you got to calculate refrigerant, then you have to weigh in, and then you have to charge the system when it's cold outside, which is really slow, which might mean buckets of hot water up on the roof to get the system to charge right. Then you got to calculate how much additional refrigerant to add and weigh that in. It becomes quite the ordeal, and it takes quite a bit of time. However, if you don't take the time to do it, and it's 40 degrees outside and you've been up on that roof and you're just ready to get off, and don't take that extra time, as soon as it hits 30, 20, 10, 0 degrees, that 7-Eleven manager is going to be calling you back because you haven't charged the system properly. You really need to be aware of this. I don't know, when I got into commercial refrigeration, um, nobody really told me this. Nobody explained this to me. And I really didn't understand exactly how this flooded condenser and how you really have to pay attention to the charging of the system. And it creates problems and it makes you look dumb. So make sure that you understand this. We'll do one more example of this in a different video. If you don't have it, we'll change up the numbers a bit, and then we can go over it again. If you have any questions, make sure you just give me a holler.